What's up, YouTube? This your boy Big Boy Snatch Shine TV, and tonight I'll go my WWE NXT review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel because I'm on the road to 6K. Follow my social media down below in the description. Now let's get started. Now WWE NXT was a good show, and I enjoyed the show for what it was. All right, this is the show opens up with Metal 4 Supernova 11 Norm Dar laid out backstage. The other members of Metal 4 assume it was WWE NXT Champion Trick Williams who attacked Norm Dar last Legend was defending Trick Williams when then gets the highlight from last week's NXT Women's Combined. Okay, we then head to the back where Kiana James is hyping Izzy Dane up in the locker room ahead of Dane match tonight. Kiana James says she is going to run Monday Night Raw after being called up recently. Kiana James then says Izzy Dane will run NXT. Kiana James tells Izzy Dane to go out there and win her qualifying match. Dame then leaves and makes her way down to the ring for the first match of the night. We then see Soruka making her way to the ring as well. Soruka cuts a babyface promo just before she enters through the curtain. Soruka then walks on her hands as she enters the Performance Center in Orlando. Okay, Vic Vic Joseph and WWE Hall of Famer Booker T then officially welcomes us to the show, and the first match of the night is underway. Okay, so we get the WWE NXT Women's North American Championship Battleground Ladder Match Qualifier, Saruga versus Easy Dame, and this was a pretty good match. The match starts off with Easy Dame hitting Saruga with a shoulder tackle, but Saruga responds with a shoulder tackle of her own. Easy then wears Saruga down with a submission hold, but Saruga escapes and flies off the middle rope using a modified cannonball to level Easy Dame and sends her crashing to the outside. Saruga hits Easy Dame with a modified moonsault off the middle turnbuckle and sends her back into the ring. Sends her back in the ring, but Easy Dame kicks out. Saruga then um, looks to send Easy Dame crashing into the middle turnbuckle face first, but Easy Dame moves out of the way and sends Saruka crashing to the outside. Easy Dame then sends Saruka crashing into the announcer desk and sends her back in the ring, then follows her and hits her with a backstabber. Easy Dame goes for a pin, but Saruka kicks out. Izzy Dane puts Saruka in a modified crossface, but Saruka escapes and looks to get Izzy Dane up on her shoulders. Izzy Dane then escapes and hits Saruka with a flapjack, then follows it up with an elbow drop and another modified crossface. Saruka then escapes once again, but Izzy Dane sends her into the corner. Saruka then hits Izzy Dane with a couple of shoulder tackles and hits a springboard back elbow, then gets Easy Dam up on her shoulders, on her shoulders and sends Easy Dam crashing into the mat. Saruka then hits Easy Dam with a standing moonsault and looks to fly off the top rope, but Easy Dam moves out of the way and hits Saruka with a back body drop. Easy then hits Saruka with a boot and goes for a pin, but Saruka kicks out. Easy then hits Saruka with a shoulder tackle, with a shoulder on Saruka's midsection, but Saruka responds with the the Soul Snatcher for the win. Okay, it says right here, the winner of the WWE NXT Women's North American Champion Battleground Ladder Match Qualifier, Saruka. This was a pretty good match. All right, let's move on. We then head to the back to the office of the NXT General Manager Ava and see her meet with the D'Angelo family. Ava questions what the family did and what happened to both the referees and Tyson DuPont and Treg Elgro's match against Miles Byrne and Charlie Dempsey last week, as well as the whereabouts of Bourne and Damian Kemp. But the family gives her Verge Verge answer, and Ava then finds them 20,000, and the family pays up right away. Tony says the money is all there and then some. Tony then agrees that there will be no funny business in his Heritage Cup Championship match. We then see Malik Blade trying to psych Edoras and Alpha up as he was still paranoid over having bad luck. Burnley Reese then shows up and tosses away the rabbit foot that Anafe had. Reese then tells them to come over and with a match, but Anafe wanted his rabbit foot back. We then see Sarah Screever interview Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler quickly cuts and talks about being the most dominant NXT Women's Champion. Shayna Baszler then says she is looking forward to see who Ava chose to be the next challenger to Roxanne Perez title after Roxanne Perez match against Chelsea Green. Lola Vice then said she is going to break every record once she becomes champion. Carmen Petrovic then shows up and attacks Lola Vice. The women's locker room and referees then run out to pull both women apart. We then get the entrance of the next match, which is a tag team match. So we get tag team match: Edoras and Alpha and Malik Blade versus OTM, Baraka, Nima, and Lysian Price. Now this tag team match right here, this was a decent tag team match. This was decent for what it was. The match starts off with Nima and Malik Blade. Malik Blade then hits Nima with a boot to Nima's jaw, and Inafe tags in. Blade then trips Nima, and Inafe nails Nima before hitting him with a series of elbow drops. Nima then sends Inave crashing into the corner, then tags Prince in. OTM then double teams Inave, and Prince delivers some right and left hands on him in the corner. Nima then tags back in, and OTM looks to hit Inave with a double suplex. And Malik Blade then helps Inave out, then delivers some right hands on Nima as Malik Blade does the same to Price in the opposite corner. Nima and Prince then look to powerbomb Inafe and Malik Blade into each other, but Inafe and Malik Blade both counter to move into her Hurricanranas. Inafe and Malik Blade then drop kick Nima and Prince out of the ring and fly over the top rope to land on them. Inafe then gets Nima back inside the ring and runs the ropes. Parker then trips Inafe and Nima hits him with a back elbow. Reese then attacks Parker, but Inafe, Malik Blade, Nima, and Prince separate the two women. Parker and Reese then begins brawling with one another. Official then runs down to separate the two women. Price then tags in and hits Inafe with a double right hand with Nima. Prince then hits Inafe with the Uranus, then nails him with a running clothesline in the corner and puts him in a variation of a crossface. Nima then tags back in and hits Inafe with a series of back elbows in the corner, then tags Price in. Malik Blade then tags in and nails both Price and Nima. Malik Blade then hits a crossbody on both Prince and Nima, then tags Inafe in. Malik Blade and Inafe then sets up their finisher, and Nima is sent crashing to the outside. Inafe then sends Prince to join Nima in the drop with a dropkick and looks to fly, but Price tags him, gets him back in the ring, and nails him with a super kick. Nima then tags back in, and OTM hits their finish for the win. Okay, the winner of the tag team match, OTM. This was a decent tag team match. We then head to the back where we see the Noam Dar is being checked on in the medical office as the rest of the metaphor flanks him. Men's Mensah then steps up to take Noam Dar's place in his match against Javon Evans later tonight. And Jakira Jackson asks Lash Legend why she is so sure Trick Williams wasn't responsible for attacking Noam Dar, but Lash Legend avoids the question and says she can't do this right now. Okay, let's move on. So I'm sorry, we didn't get the entrance of the next match, which is the WWE NXT Women's North American Championship Battleground Ladder Match Qualifier. So we get WWE NXT Women's North American Championship Battleground Ladder Match Qualifier, RB9 versus Metal for Last Legend. This was a squash match. The match starts off with Lash Legend hitting RB9 with a back elbow and going for a pin, but RB9 kicks out. Lash Legend then hits RB9 with a couple of shoulder blocks and sends RB9 into the corner and crashing to the outside. Lash Legend then follows out there and sends her crashing into the ring apron, shoulder first. Lash Legend then body slams RB9 onto the floor and looks to sandwich her between herself and the ring steps. RB9 then moves out of the way, and Lash Legend collides with the ring steps. RB9 then hits Lash Legend with a forearm off the apron and gets Lash Legend back in the ring. RB9 then climbs to the top and hits Lash Legend with a crossbody. Then hits Lash Legend with a kick on her head and follows it up with a hurricanrana. Lash Legend then hits RB9 with a splash in the corner and delivers some right hands on her, while RB9 steps out of the way and hits Lash Legend with an insecurity and as she sits on the top rope. Lash Legend then sends RB9 crashing into the mat and follows it up with a pump kick for the win. The winner of the WWE NXT Women's North American Championship Battleground Ladder Match Qualifier, Metal for Lash Legend. This was a squash match. We then head to the back where Sarah Screever is interviewing Javon Evans about who attacked Noam Dar. Javon Evans Javon Evans says he has no clue, but he is looking forward to facing Or Mensah. Sarah Screever then says we don't know who attacked them. We then see Charlie Bright showed up to NXT General Manager Ava office and demand a match against Lola Vice after what took place early in the night. Ava talks about how well Bright yeah, Bright has been doing and granted her the match. We then get the entrance of the next match, which is a singles match. Singles medal for Or Mensah versus the young OG Javon Evans. This match was good. I enjoyed this match. The match starts off with Mensah hitting Evans with strikes as Lash Legend appears at ringside. Evans then hits a drop kick on Mensah's head, but Mensah responds with a springboard moonsault and look to follow it up with a vertical suplex. Evans then avoids it and hits Mensah with a hurricanrana off the middle rope. Evans then hits a drop kick on Oral Mensah and goes for a pin, but Mensah kicks out. Evans then looks to fly off the ropes, but Mensah catches him and sends him crashing to the outside. Evans then hits Mensah with a chop. Mensah then responds with a kick to Evans' head and sends him crashing into the mat, face first with a reverse spinning powerbomb, but Evans nails Mensah from the apron and climbs to the top. Mensah then joins Evans, but Evans hits him with an insecurity from the apron. Evans then hits Mensah with a springboard elbow from the top. Mensah and Evans then exchange strikes before Evans hits Manside with a springboard cutter. Manside then rolls out of the ring, but Evans flies over the top to land on him. Evans then gets Manside back in the ring, but Manside nails him with a lariat. Jackson then distracts the referee as Lash Hudson pulls out a chair from under the ring. Trick Williams then appears at ringside, causing Lashley to become distracted, and then drops the chair. Or Manside then continues beating Evans down and goes for a power bomb, but Evans escapes and hits Manside with a roundhouse kick. Evans then hits Manside with a super kick and follows it up with a corkscrew for the win. All right, of the singles match, G1 Evans. This was a good match. After the match, WWE NXT Champion Trick Williams congratulated G1 Evans in the ring. Trick Williams then shakes G1's hand. G1 Evans' hand, hugs him, and raises his hand. That match was good. When we then head to the back where Charlie Dempsey says his teammates are on their way, but are beaten up because of what the D'Angelo family has done to them. Charlie Dempsey then says we will retain the Heritage Cup later tonight against Tony D'Angelo in the main event. Wesley then makes his way down to the ring, address the WWE Universe. Okay, this was a good promo by Wesley. Wesley starts off by saying the last time he was in the ring with a mic, things were quite a bit different. Wesley then says he was in one of the darkest time of his life, and he had no idea if he would ever be back competing inside the ring. Inside the ring. Wesley then says fans know much NXT means to him, so did his North America Championship. Wesley then says relinquishing the title made him question if his career was really over, but he missed being a professional wrestler. Wesley then says he missed it so much, and he was walking 2 days after having surgery, and was back in the gym a few weeks later. Wesley then says he was focused on one goal during his recovery, and that was getting back to NXT. Getting back to NXT. Wesley then says he was supposed to miss nearly a year of competing, but here he is medically cleared 6 months later. WWE NXT North America champion, WWE NXT North America champion Oba Femi music then hits, and Oba Femi makes his way down to the ring. Oba Femi says he is not at ringside to cut Wesley down, but because he is impressed with Wesley and always has been. Oba Femi then says his reign as North American champion was nothing short of an accomplishment, but Wesley is taking it as far as he can. Oba Femi then says Wesley has to watch him take the North American Championship to heights he never could. And Wesley, he never, where was he? He said he has Wesley has the heart of a lion and a spirit of a warrior. Obafemi then says Wesley is not a warrior. Then asks if Wesley wants a shot at the title. Wesley then says he does, and Obafemi tells Wesley to prove himself. Wesley then says Obafemi check all the boxes of what a champion should looks like, but he does not check as many boxes as Wesley does. Before Wesley can continue, Ivar makes his way down to the ring and says everyone is excited to have Wesley back, including him. Ivar then says he knows it was like to come back from a career-threatening injury, and they had the same spinal surgeon. Ivar then says, Ivar then says, um, when he comes back, he had to fight fight for everything he got. Ivar then says he knows Wesley isn't afraid to fight for everything as well, and they both want the title shots. Josh Briggs' music hits, and Josh Briggs makes his way down to the ring. Josh Briggs says there's three of them. Three of them are in a pickle, and they are all emotional between Wesley's comeback. Um, Story and Ivar showing the world who he is behind the paint in the Viking cause. Josh Briggs then says it's a man's game, and he and Oval family tore the house down along with Dijak at NXT Standard Delivery, which is true, by the way. Josh Briggs then says now that his ribs are healed, he thinks he needs to run it back with Overfemi. Overfemi then says Wesley, Albright, and Josh Briggs all have compelling arguments. Wesley then challenged Overfemi to put his North American championship on the line in a fatal four-way at Battleground. Bowman family leaves the ring and tells Wesley, Ivar, and Josh Briggs to face off in a triple threat match where the winner gets to challenge him for the North American Championship at Battlegrounds. This was a good segment. Okay, let's move on. Um, we then head to the back where Rich Holland is asked if he's going to face the Good Brothers alone tonight. Chase U then shows up and offers their help. Rich Hollins then accepts, thinking he will be teaming up with Andre Chase, but Chase suggests Riley Osborne. Rich Hollins is all for it as he wants to prove himself to Chase. We then get the entrance of the next match, which is a tag team match. Okay, we get tag team match: the OC, Luke Gallus, and Carl Anderson versus Chase U, Riley Osborne, and Rich Holland. And this tag team match right here, this was a solid tag team match. This was solid. The match starts off with Holland and Gallus. Rich Holland then looks to nail Gallus with a couple of shoulder tackles, but Gallus stays on his feet. Both men then go back and forth before Osborne and Anderson tag in. Anderson then wears Osborne's arm down with the submission, but Osborne hits Anderson with a drop kick. Osborne then nails Gallus with another kick, then hits Anderson with a standing shooting star press. Anderson then hits Osborne with a spine buster, then delivers some right hands on him and tests Gallus back in. Gallus then delivers some right hands on Osborne in the corner, then hits him with a body slam and follows it up with hammer and eyeball elbows. Anderson then tags back in and sends Osborne into the corner, then tags Gallus in. Gallus then delivers right hands to Osborne, tagging Anderson back in. Osborne then flies out of the corner to land on both Gallus and Anderson, then tags Rich Hollins in. Rich Hollins then runs over Anderson with a shoulder tackle, then hits another shoulder tackle and nails Anderson with a double underhook suplex. Hollins then sends Anderson crashing into the mat and goes for a pin, but Gallus breaks the fall. Yeah, breaks the fall. Osborne then goes after Gallus, but Gallus takes him takes him out. Rich Hollins then goes for an Alabama Slam, and Osborne looks to nail Gallows with a drop kick. Gallows then sends Osborne crashing into Holland, and Anderson rolls up Hollins for the win. The winner of the tag team match, the OC. This was a solid tag team match. We then get the entrance of the next match, which is a singles match. Singles match: Lola Vice versus Charlie Bright. And this match right here, this match it was just alright for what it was. It was just okay for what it was. The match starts off with Lola Vice hitting a kick on Bright Tie. Lola Vice then looks to hit Bright with a arm drag, but Bright blocks it and nails Lola Vice with a crossbody. Crossbody. Bright then hits Lola Vice with a shoulder tackle and a forearm from the apron, but Lola Vice hits Bright with a kick on her midsection. Lola Vice then follows it up with a scissor kick as we see Carmen, Petrovic, and Natalia watching the action from the back. They leave the monitor as Lola Vice hits Bright with an uppercut and a series of knees. Series of knees on Bright midsection. Lullaby then steps over Bright, but Bright rolls her up. Lullaby then kicks out and looks to hit a boot, but Bright moves out of the way and Lullaby is sent colliding with a middle rope. Lullaby then hits Bright with a couple of clotheslines and a drop kick. Then nails Lullabies with a kick to Vice's head in the corner. Bright then follows it up with a moonsault and goes for a pin, but Lullabies kicks out. Vice then climbs the top rope and looks to fly, but Lullabies crash her with a kick. But Lullabies then hits Bright with a spinning back fist for the win. Okay, the winner of the singles match, Lullabies. This was okay match what it was. After the match, Lullabies looks to continue beating Bright down, but Carmen Petrovic and Natalia make their way down to the ring. It says Carmen Petrovic and Natalia then began brawling with Lullabies and Shayna Baszler and sends them crashing out of the ring. Natalia then grabs a mic and Petrovic challenged Shayna Baszler and Lullabies to a tag team match next week. Okay, let's move on. We then see Riley Osborne and Chase U backstage with Rich Holland. Riley apologizes for causing them the match. Rich Holland says it's okay and he just hopes Chase U can trust him. Thea Hell then hugs Rich Holland and says she trusts him. Rich Holland was happy and leaves. Thea Hell then tells Riley that she has to trust Rich Hollis now. The lineup for next week's episode of WWE NXT then announced. We then get the entrance of the main event, which is the WWE NXT Heritage Cup Championship match. So we get the main event of the evening. So we get the WWE NXT Heritage Cup Championship match. No corner catch Cruz, Charlie Dempsey versus the D'Angelo families, the Dawn of the NXT Tony D'Angelo. This main event was fantastic. This was a good match. The match starts off with D'Angelo grabbing hold of Dempsey's ankle before he sent him crashing into the mat. D'Angelo then puts Dempsey in a side headlock and headlock then hits him with the arm drag. Dempsey then locks in a submission of his own. Um then hits D'Angelo with a couple of shoulder tackles. D'Angelo then rolls Dempsey up to score a pinfall in the first round. D'Angelo then sends Dempsey into the ropes and hits him with a few right hands. Both men then hits each other with the strikes on their midsection, and Dempsey puts D'Angelo in the armbar with the second round coming to an end. Charlie Dempsey then sends D'Angelo into the corner as a as round three begins, and D'Angelo nails him with a right hand. Dempsey then looks to put D'Angelo in an armbar, but D'Angelo blocks it and gets back up to his feet. Dempsey then transitions into a cross arm breaker, but D'Angelo rolls him up. Then kicks and and D'Angelo rolls him up again. Dempsey then kicks out once again, but both men take turns pinning one another. Dempsey then sends D'Angelo crashing into the ring post. Shoulder first and follows it up with a German suplex for the win. Round 4 begins, and Dempsey hits D'Angelo with a back elbow. Dempsey then sends D'Angelo crashing into the mat face first, then hits him with a stomp and follows it up with elbows. Dempsey then stomps on D'Angelo's shoulder. Dempsey then looks to put D'Angelo in another arm bar, but D'Angelo blocks him. Dempsey then puts D'Angelo in a triangle, but D'Angelo gets up to his feet. D'Angelo then hits Dempsey with a powerbomb and a clothesline, then follows it up with a couple right hands and a belly to belly suplex. D'Angelo then hits Dempsey with a spine buster and goes for a pin, but the referee is unable to finish the count before the clock runs out. Round 5 begins, and D'Angelo hits Dempsey with a flying right hand in the corner. D'Angelo then hits Dempsey with a German suplex as Damian Kemp and Miles Barnes makes their way down to the ring and attack. Shannon Stacks, Lorenzo, and Luca Cuspino, Tony D'Angelo then takes them both out and sends Osborne on the top of Damien Kemp on the outside. Charlie Dempsey then tries taking advantage and roll up D'Angelo, but D'Angelo kicks out. D'Angelo then hits Dempsey with a forget about it for the win. Okay, the winner and your new WWE NXT Heritage Cup champion, the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. This main event was fantastic. This was a good match. We then head to the back where we see Wesley, Josh Briggs, and Ira all laid out with the equipment surrounding them. The camera then pans over to Gallus, who reveals themselves as the attackers. As the show comes to a close, and WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, like I stated earlier, WWE NXT was a good show, and I enjoyed the show for what it was. I'm glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? I was gone for 6 days from YouTube. But anyway, I'm glad to be back on YouTube. Give you guys some wrestling content. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE NXT review on highlights, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below on what your thoughts on WWE NXT because it was a good show. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this video everywhere with your friends and family. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. This your boy, Big Boy Snack Shine TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.